And we are live. Yo, come one, come all. Nothing but love, nothing but respect. You know what we do, what we don't, what we isn't. And what we is here today. And I'm sorry about the delay on this, and I'm sorry about the quality of this on my voice. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, I have caught the big CV-19, and I have been sick all week, and I am still currently sick. If I miraculously burst out into a coughing fit, I am so sorry, but it kind of is what it is at this point in time. I'm not going to waste my day not reading this, and, you know, I've already got so many wonderful friends who want to talk about this chapter, whether it's here or over on TikTok today, so I got to get into the greatness that is chapter 1125 of One Piece. I can already see we got Young, we got Charles, we got Reaper, we got Drac, we got Mystic Man. Hello, beautiful people. We got Josh and Hothy. How are we going, everybody? It's good to see you all. Yeah, thank you for the love. All right. Let's get into this, right? But before we do, for anyone that's new that's watching this, all right, I know all the OG guys are dive straight in here, and I appreciate that. But if anyone's new, if you haven't done so already, help us hit our goal of hitting 333 subscribers over here on YouTube. We're at 322 at the moment. It doesn't seem like much, but it, you know, considering 2 years ago I hadn't even hit 70, it makes a world of difference. But yeah. That being said, oh, that hurt. Let's get into this chapter. So, Chapter 1125, What Constitutes Death. Now, I've been told that this is an absolute, 25 out of 10 chapter, right? So. I'm a bit nervous, because saying what constitutes death to me, this says to me that we're getting a very Vegapunk-heavy chapter. So, I'm nervous. Only-Child Yamato and the Holy Inarishan Pilgrimage, Volume 13. Odin Castle to be rebuilt, and Minamoto the Carpenter missing. Okay, first thoughts on this already. Last chapter we saw a girl being kidnapped. We saw what looked like Ulti running away from the kidnapping. Minatomo, right? Gosh, getting tongue twisted there while I'm sick. Minatomo missing. No shit. He's been kidnapped to build the Beast Pirates ship for them to leave. I've been saying this since this cover series started. It's going to be about Yamato dealing with the remnants of the Beast Pirates and them wanting to set sail but take as many resources as they possibly can with them on the get out situation, right? But yeah. I'm not hospitalized yet. No, I'm not completely messed up. So it's confirmed Kaido was a pretty strong dude before God Valley if he had a 70 mil bounty. Oh, you're talking about the Vibra cards. You know what? I might talk about the Vibra cards later as well. They do need to be chatted about, specifically one Crocodilian. Alright, what do we have here? What's next for the Marines still left standing? Ooh, okay. Are they going to pursue them to Elbaf? It wouldn't be the smartest thing in the world, but it would make a heap of narrative sense. I'm a little tossed on it. I ain't gonna lie. Because I feel like what they really need to do is... Ooh, hang on. Here we go. I feel like what they need to do is they need to... They can't chase them to Elbaf, but they need to want to chase them to Elbaf, right? Because if they do, if everyone just heads straight to Elbaf now, right? I'm sorry, you guys just got your asses kicked, right? So you're just going to get folded again when you get to Elbaf. The bloody, Ikuku sovereignty is just flying off into the abyss. Going to be sinking you guys like a useless D mid. But, load the Seraphim as soon as they're charged. As for the weaponized sea beasts and Mark III pacifistas, oh, Rob Lucci-san, Kaku-san, where's Stussy-san? Killed in action. So Lucci lied. No. Lucci didn't lie. Kaku lied to Lucci. Oh. Kaku told Lucci that he killed Stussy. It's one of the theories I've been yapping about. One of my theories has been confirmed. You'll know. Okay. We obtained everything we set out for. With York Punk Records and the power station in hand, we have secured access to the eternal Mother Flame. That result would have been more than adequate. But we had one critical hiccup. We're terribly sorry, sir. It is a disgrace that we failed to capture Jewellery Bonnie and the Straw Hat crew. Even with our Grand Buster Call fleet. The 9 of us, Vice Admirals, couldn't get the job done. Please, give us leave to pursue them to Elbaf. Okay, so they are wanting to go to Elbaf. That's good. That is good. That is definitely a good sign. Oh, what's happening here? Hang on. No, forget Elbaf. The failure to which I refer is far more dire. Allowing Vegapunk's message to play was an unexpected disaster. Not to mention the Iron Giant resurfacing to aid in the pirates' escape. It's ironic, really. Roughly 200 years ago. Oh, and we see Saturn from 200 years ago, confirming he's over 200 years old. But Saint Saturn, we've already received orders to scrap it. I will take responsibility should this be uncovered. Now, do as I bid and study it thoroughly. Really? This is the future. I am certain it will ultimately prove to be a great asset in our military Oh. Oh, Saturn. Saturn. You cheeky dickwaffle. Thank you for the opportunity. It would have been a shame to junk such an exciting specimen. Honestly, that almost looks like Vegapunk there in the middle. Like a distant Vegapunk relative. It remained dormant for 200 years, and yet it clearly moved to protect Straw Hat Luffy. Doberman, Saint Saturn. As a humble and loyal soldier of the government, I have one question weighing on my mind. You said allowing Vegapunk's message to get out was a failure. Does that imply there was some truth behind his remark? No! No! No. Doberman got his head bucked. Vice Admiral Doberman. No, Doberman was one of the good ones. He was one of the Z-Boys. He was part of the Zephyr lads. No, that's gut-wrenching. And we cut away. No! Some things shouldn't be asked, Doberman. No! Please tell me he's not dead. Because that looks like he got dead. But, like, first things first, like, the Gorosei being able to head pop Vice Admirals is ridiculous. Number 2, I hope that's not the end of Doberman, because 1, he's covered in battle scars, but he was, like, always been one of the most interesting. Like, he's missing an eye, right? He's covered in scars. He was one of Zeph's students, and he was always, like, one of those people that was a lot like Kizaru, where it's like, I don't want to do this duty, but I'll do it for the greater good. I always wanted to see more of his fighting style, because he, like, so many Vice Admirals, it's like, are you a swordsman or not? You know what I mean? Vice Admiral Doberman. We need a medic. Slap one of them awake. Vice Admiral. Inside the lab. Huh? What's happening? Sky clouds? Oh, not good. They aren't stopping. Why is the cloud factory going haywire? It must be Edison, that damn fool. He couldn't just roll over and die in the Fabrio Stratton, could he? Bingo. Ooh! That's actually kind of wild. I understand the tech, but the fact that they actually have laser rifles themselves. Vegapunk stocks are going up. Because now Vegapunk in a one-on-one fight sort of situation, right? You got the 6 parts of Vegapunk, right? With invisibility, teleportation, and laser rifles. So she takes a shot. It does a massive explosion. Damn it, I've been played. And it looks like Punk Records floats up away from the island. He's taken Punk Records. Oh. Do I have the One Piece calc of the planet that is the size of the solar system? No, I don't have the calc. Personally, I don't think the One Piece planet is as big as a solar system. I think it's massive, just not as big as a solar system. I've seen it. I got flaws with the logic for it. The Holy Land of Merijois. What do you mean? That dimwit Vegapunk can't be telling the truth? What is Akainu doing? He still hasn't done anything about Kuma's escape. Besides, the world is sinking. The world sinking doesn't affect us. What is it with these scraps? You buffoon? You buffoon of a chef? I ordered beef. Why did you serve me fish? I'm so terribly sorry, your worship. Our stocks have dwindled. This is unheard of. Damn. Ended the 5-star, like, he's on the side. He's got the 5-star Michelin chef rating too. Dude got freaking railroaded. Poor fella. This food issue has gone too far. I not only missed a meal yesterday, I wasn't allowed any snacks. Unacceptable. Treated like a common street rat. Is there a famine? Will we starve? We must sentence whoever's responsible to death. No, that's not enough. The negligent scum responsible should be tortured for their mismanagement. Saint Jupiter's gonna be on the chopping block. They're calling for the head of whoever's in charge of the food. Jupiter is the warrior god of agriculture, right? One way or another, that man's head's gonna roll at some point in time. Ooh! Oh, God. It's the one and only Figgle and Garling. Hang on a second. That's better. Yes, I'm dying. Okay. The room of authority. Darling, what do you think you're doing here? New orders have been bestowed upon me. New orders? From whom? What are you saying, darling? Tread lightly. You forget yourself. Huh? The Vegapunk known as York shall henceforth be under my purview, as I was just named the new defense science warrior god. Don't tell me the world is heading for turmoil. Yo! Wait, what? Science warrior god? That means Saturn's gone. The world is heading for turmoil. An unprecedented level of rebellion is imminent. Let us work together to better the world. My fellow elders. 5 elder planets. Saint Figgerland Garling. Defense, science, warrior, god. And look, who's the one shitting bricks right now? It's Peter. It's Jupiter, right? Ooh. I can feel his death imminent. Again, the island of the... Oh! That hurt. That definitely hurt. I see this man choking the fuck out. Egghead. The island of the future Saint Saturn, sir. What happened to him? What are those medics? Hurry, we need them. Saint Saturn. What's going on? And Saturn's dropped to his knees, grasping for air. Black smog spewing off his body. He's one of the world's overseers. We can't let anything happen to him. Is it some sort of disease? Saint Saturn, tell us what we should do. Oh, and he's withering too. No, it can't be. What the? Imusama. Saturn. Joy Boy was behind that escape, and you allowed it to happen. Have mercy! How could I anticipate that power foiling us? Oof, and we get a Yo! Okay, Reaper. Okay. I'll cop the L on this one. Clearly, the Gorosei now get their powers from him. I will take the L on that one. Right? I'm not saying it wasn't possible. I was just saying it was unlikely. I will retract my statement. Reaper, Charon, good job. Good job. Pat on the back. Warrior God of Raisins. Remind me of the Frieza black scene from Dragon Ball Super. True. Theory confirmed, right? Yep. You're on the money on it. That's for sure. New World and Saturn in the same situation. Hey! Shh. Don't do that. I don't need him eradicating me either, right? Imusama. We see this massive bolt of black lightning. All the Vice Admirals getting sent flying, but they're still there. Ooh. A skeleton? So he's just dropped dead. Dumb question. No, never mind. Never mind. Never mind. I was gonna say, is Saturn actually a giant? Because look how big the skull is. But no, I think it's just the angle in which they're showing that. Oh, Vegapunk, you're clean. Okay, whoa, jeez. Alright. Looks like we weren't able to move the Labo Stratton 2. That Trader York got in the way. The signals reached across the globe, so she'll still be able to connect. But that's better than handing her the whole thing on a silver platter, ain't it? Until the day all of humanity can access our brain, we have to keep it safe. It'll probably be at least 500 years. I assume you used a roaming cloud. You got it. But the whole world will reckon us Vegapunks are 6 feet under. So it ain't like we can leisurely tour the world now, right? True, and with no funds or resources, we can't keep inventing either. He'll just have to leave that to our partners. We'll just have to leave that to our partners. Okay, so they're gonna go over to the Revs. Christ, nice. How do we look? Absolutely bonkers. Oh, so all of them are stuck in here. I see you always admired my lovely proportions. Huh? Shut up, you knucklehead. Let's toss York's spare parts out. Haha, good thinking, they're creepy. Ooh. They really, really are creepy. Witheria, come in. Anyone there? This here's Vegapunk. Vegapunk? But I thought you were defeated. Oh, I thought you were dead. Oh, so they're going with Area. Oh. Oh, teaming up with Nami's mentor. Alright, I like that. I like that callback. Hey, Val. Kamabaka Queendom. Oh my, how grisly. What's gonna happen? Are we going to die? I don't want to die. No waters. No water's gonna kill me. I can swim. To put it bluntly, none of us knew these details. The Void Century covered up a massive war, and that culminated in ancient weapons tech plundering the world 200 meters into the ocean. Not only that, but the one who claims the One Piece will not only be crowned Pirate King, they'll likely get to wield that devastating power for themselves. We can't let that happen. The world will sink. This explains why the first celestial dragons chose to live on the Red Line. It's the highest point on the planet. There's also Tequila... Ooh! Fucking Swizz called this. There's also Tequila Wolf, Vodka Wolf, Rum Wolf, and Bourbon Wolf. Is this why they've spent the last 700 years forcing slaves? Right. I've always questioned if there were other points on the map where they were making bridges and that. Swizz actually called the name. To build all those gigantic structures. All the pieces are falling into place. You took the words right out of my mouth. Mine too. Vegapunk. Among those who heed your warning, how many will act of self-interest, not peace? We must hurry and achieve victory for our cause, before the people of the world kill each other to secure habitable land. An era of chaos dawns. Ooh. Ooh. No break either. Okay, hold up. This was a damn good chapter. I'm gonna throw the headphones on. If anyone wants to get a discussion going, right? You know what to do. Over in the Discord, right? I'll let yous up. I'm gonna go hop in the channel for it now. Alright. That's working over there. If anyone wants up to talk, feel free to hop over to the Discord, jump in the live chat. Hey Val, how are you? Hold up, I actually better make you unmute as well. Alright, I think that's working now. Val, how are you? Ah, hold up. My dumbass. Headphones in the wrong section because I've been playing Wukong. Alright. How's that now? Can I hear you? No, hang on. Hold up. What about now? No? Oh, stupid thing. Hold up. Devices. Nope. Voice and video. There we go. That's better. I can hear you now. Hello? No, I can't hear you now. What? Hold up. Oh, stupid audio devices. I can hear noise coming from the computer. So the headsets are working. Alright. How's that? Can you hear me? I can see you talking, it's just not picking up. Yeah, I'll jump in the general one. How about that? Hello? Karen? Can't hear you either. Okay. Oh, wait. Let me think. Cannot hear a word that's being said. Voice. close Discord and reopen Discord. Do you think Garland will get other powers like the other elders? Yes. I think Garland's gonna get powers, just not from not the ones Saturn had. Alright. It's definitely the output that's playing up on me here. Guys, just keep talking and I'll see if it fixes itself at some point. Oh, there. There we go. Got it now. Hello, beautiful people. How's everyone? Yeah, no, it was just me having it spin out on me. Now, the only problem is trying to get you guys to talk. Oh, hang on. Properties. That is definitely possible. All right.
They were like putting it.
There
Okay,
we
okay,
go.
I remember now.
Got it all sorted now.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
Like they were commenting on the Goro saying have different generations.
Here.
Yeah.
Um, sidebar. Anyone watching on
Well,
YouTube or
I'm
anyone
not
watching
entirely
on TikTok, let me know if you can hear the other guys. Sorry to cut you off. I think I've sorted out the audio
You're
issues
sure?
now, so we should be right to go.
This your space.
So this was a crazy chapter. Which makes me now cement one more thing. So Garling took Saturn's spot. There is going to be one more replacement. I think Peter's gone as well. This whole chapter was setting up what I've been saying for ages about the Celestial Dragons starving, and they're talking about how they have to blame someone and execute them. And Jupiter is the god of agriculture, and notice how he's the only one that gets a focus panel after Saturn gets replaced for failure.
Yeah, he was the one who was shocked. Like he knew it was gonna happen.
He was
In
sweating
the
because he
world.
was thinking it was going to be him. Man was shitting himself.
Oh,
But do
was
they have like kind of
Jupiter?
authority to execute a Goro Say member just because they wanna?
I think they will, because I think he'll get the blame. Because the Gorosei are supposed to be the ones in charge of making everything okay for the other Celestial Dragons. Which means there will probably be one more open slot on the Gorosei for a new person.
If I could push back for half a second,
Yep.
are the Gorosei responsible for making things okay for the other celestial dragons? Or are the Gorosei responsible for making sure that everything is alright for Emu?
Well, I think based on this chapter, since I think it's both, to be honest, because based on this chapter, Darling knows of Im's existence. There's no shock, no surprise.
No, something been scratching my brain. I was thinking, what if Oda is pulling a fast one, and we've been seeing Imu's form all the time, and it's not actually a silhouette, and just his form or her form.
I definitely could see that being a possibility. So much
That
stuff
might
happened this chapter. There's so much stuff.
To the One Piece, they're gonna meet Luffy. They're gonna meet the Blackbeard pirates. It's cooking.
Well, Blackbeard's now fucked. Saturn just got executed, and Blackbeard's copied Saturn.
Oh, he messed up. He messed up bad.
And he's not gonna know because they're not gonna. They're either not gonna announce it or they're gonna say that Luffy killed Saturn.
Yo.
You know what I mean?
Finally, the Blackbeard pirates take another L. I'm all for the Blackbeard pirates L's, by the way.
But
I genuinely hate what it takes.
But if they do take another
Mhm.
L, think of the location they're going to take the L. Like,
Imagine Garland. Imagine Garland meets Saturn, the Fox lady, and he just cuts her down.
Ooh.
honestly,
Another thing this chapter is confirmed is the order.
okay.
We now know it's from God Knights, and after you become a God Knight, you have a potential to be promoted
I
to a
don't
Gorosei.
I don't think it's actually become a god knight and then potentially become a Gorosei. I think this is the first time in 900 years that those Gorosei have died.
I also noticed Saturn looked the same 200 years ago.
Yeah.
That's why I think he's a moose.
I think Im's abilities are keeping them immortal at their age, right? I think this is the first time it's been
Like
swapped
sugar.
out. Yeah. I think this is the first time it's been swapped out in 900 years. And I think the reason that that's going to be more scary than anything is because Im's not sentimental with it. So now the
That's all
Gorosei are
about-
going to be on tier. Because, okay, this brings up three really crazy points to me, right? Number one, Jupiter's the next to go if there's going to be one to go, right?
Mhm.
Which means number two, the biggest problem I have is there another God Knight or Celestial Dragon that's like important enough to be swapped out with Jupiter, or is it going to be Shanks's older brother / Garling's son?
I know you want Jupiter to go, but as you said, is there another God Knight to
I feel
replace him?
I feel as though Oda do love his parallels, so he a theory that I subscribe to is Mihawk being an ex Holy Knight, God Knight.
Mhm.
I mean, so I feel like his father or someone close to Mihawk might take the top spot as the executioner.
See, I got.
Is this Sun God or is that a different Sun God?
Hello.
I think
No,
that's
what's
Sun God.
up?
Hey, man.
I don't know how many people are in this server or in all the usernames because I ain't gonna hold you no, but I don't be coming over here. It's so overwhelming.
No.
His parent piece,
Okay,
his
okay.
parent piece started. You have Daddy Dragon on the board. You're gonna get
Alright.
some crowders and Elbaf.
I'm a throw.
Mm,
I'm a
yeah.
throw three thoughts at you guys really quickly. You ready for this? Number one, right? Saturn. Not Saturn. Sorry. Darling on the side looks like a moon. Front on looks like a star. Right. So he's like the stars and the moon. Right. Anyone else
Okay.
kind of wondering? This is another swordsman on the Gorosei now. So is Saturn Zoro's fight and Nusjuro's Brook's fight?
Those do look like bombs.
Or, and this might be a really random connection, anyone want to see a galaxy divide split the moon?
Honestly, what I want, I just want to watch Brooke solo all 5 Gorosei, to be honest.
No world.
Oh! Wait!
In the scene where Saturn loses his powers, we see the essence of Emu leaves Saturn's body. You can see
the black...
like a smile. It's similar to like how Brooks's soul forms is the same way the essence of Emu leaves.
Yo.
Are you talking about this?
How did
Are
I
you talking about
not...
this part right here?
Yeah.
Reaper?
Or like Big
Yeah.
Mom's self focus.
How did I not peep this before? I'm sorry, I'm an absolute idiot. Katsura Otoko.
No. It was a
'Cause we
lot
know
of
we-
information all at once.
Dude,
Because in different pieces of the media, right? When you don't have a soul in your body, it's always you're immortal. You can take damage, but you can't die.
Katsura
What?
Otoko is the yokai of the man in the moon. The man with the moon face. Right?
Mm.
It's one of the most beautiful men to ever live, right? Appears on moonlit nights and gazes back down at those who gaze up at him, right? But if you look at him, it's at your own peril, right? Because if you look at him for long enough, right, his will beckons you to him, and it kills you.
No world. Talking about the will killing you. Look, right?
Yeah, so
Emu, when you become a Gorosei, you basically sell your soul to Emu, and once you do that, that's like giving up your will. Now you have Emu's will imposed in you. The reason why I say that is because Haki is your will, and when
Hmm.
Saturn died, the Conqueror's Haki expelled throughout the entire uh in the ocean. That Conqueror's Haki was placed into Saturn's husk, like similar to
The robot.
the robot with the
The
rope.
rope
Yeah,
and
uh, all of
so
that was emo basically.
so
Use the theory. How can they be husk?
you're cutting out, Carol.
you're breaking up.
Okay. Can you guys see what's up on screen right now?
Yep.
Uh,
Um,
I'm not watching
the
the live.
Okay, so Katsura Otoko, right, is the yokai of the moon-faced man, right? I reckon this is going to be the thing that now that Garling is the warrior god of science, this is what Im's going to give him powers-wise, right?
Okay.
And so one of the big things is, right, if you look at him, your lifespan shrinks, and if you stare at him for long enough, you drop dead on the spot.
that sounds mystical.
No, you can. That's plausible because when the Gorosei members stare at you, you instantly knocked out. Like
It's
not knocked out. You usually die sometimes
well,
too.
think about it, right? If, say, hypothetically, he gets the same ability as Saturn, what was Saturn doing to people this whole fucking arc? Popping their heads. Like, when people looked at him, he was popping their heads, dropping their life force, right? If you give that same ability to Garling, but he just doesn't transform because he's actually a swordsman as well, it's the exact same yokai plot.
I was
Ooh, so then
What
Let
I'm
me check this thing.
I, what I'm thinking about upon Saturn's death is that one, it's some sort of contract type esque abilities that were given to the Gorosei. One for immortality, but fuck up once and I can tap your soul at any point in time when I want to. Or two, I'm getting a vibe of like someone like the Almighty, where Eam can hand out said powers of them to transform into yokais, and even allow them to. Well, Eam was able to go ahead and teleport the rest of the Gorosei, but even then, allowed the even could probably possibly even allow the Gorosei to go ahead and transform themselves.
I can see
Those
where you
my
take the
two.
contract from the Almighty.
yeah, like remember Kirana, I did mention that to you.
Yeah.
Like it's basically obvious at this point. That's like the whole power structure with the Gorosei. Like, but to New World's point earlier, for now I may have to disagree with you when you said that it might not be the only way, but I feel like it's the best way to become a Gorosei. Like the same way that Garland did. That's the only way that we know at this moment.
Well, put it. Oh,
Well, go ahead.
no, you go.
You sure?
Yeah, it's alright.
Alright. So, two things. One, I don't think Jupiter's gonna go anytime soon. Only for the fact that like the only other celestial dragons that we have that have like been around significantly is like Charlos's dumbass, and we know ain't nobody putting his ass in charge of nothing. And then whatchamacallit, what was his name? Not Homan, because that was Dofi's dad, but like the cousin or whatever that Otohime like uh recuperated, rehabbed or whatever. But he got executed. So I don't think that there's gonna be. I don't think Jupiter. I think Jupiter's safe at least for a little bit, just because there hasn't been. I don't think he's gonna like. I don't think Oda would off
Honestly,
Jupiter to replace him with somebody completely brand new that we know nothing about at all.
what about
Maybe
the exact opposite happening, right? What about they've replaced they've replaced Saturn, what about the problem of killing Jupiter and then saying to the God Knights, whoever brings me Joy Boy's head gets that 5th spot?
I mean, that wouldn't. I feel like that might make sense for replacing Saturn's spot, or right, like, because that's what defense. Yeah, so that's like defense science or whatever, whichever one is the isn't one of them a war god? I
They're
think it
all
would
war
make sense
gods.
for that, but not for agriculture. You know what I mean? Like
I
that's not really a. It's not exactly the best way. It's not putting the appropriate skills towards the appropriate job. And then my second lobby was so whenever wasn't it Saturn that let off all that Conqueror's hockey on Egghead? I'd have to go back. And if so, do you think that was actually his hockey, or was that just him releasing Emu's
Emus.
hockey?
well, I th-
100%.
I think you
It's
guys might be
Emus.
right that it's more likely to be IMS at the moment. The reason I sort of lean on that is because they all have the voice of all things. So is it that they have the voice of all things, or is this ability an extension of the voice of all things? Like, if you've got the voice of all things and can imbue your haki into things, can you imbue your haki or your abilities into someone else, and then through the voice of all things, right, give and receive information at will?
Which was I was earlier. Is it kind of like of the Almighty in a sense,
Yeah.
where a whole bunch of Quincy's get their powers from the one person, which is Yuba, and until Yuba decides to kill them off and gain their power, or just when they die and he gets their power back, you
Pa-
know,
W
whatnot.
spoilers.
Part
W spoilers.
part of the reason why I also think Jupiter's on the chopping block, apart from him being the god of agriculture and them saying, like, we're on a food shortage, we're going to kill whoever's not feeding us, which is his job. You've also got the real life inspiration. Saint Peter was executed, crucified upside down by Emperor Nero, right? And then I think the thing that sort of tops it off for me as well is there's 5 of these guys. I could see a situation where we cut it down to 4 because look at Enel and his 4 disciples. Look at Dofi and his top 4 henchmen. You know what I mean? Those 2 groups and organizations are the ones that parallel him the most. You know what I mean? And it's like,
To your, I'm sorry.
both of those
To your point
groups have 4 really loyal people under him and 1 person that was getting got. Like, they talk about, you don't really ever see it, but it's theorized that it's a rouge. But there was a priest from Burka that didn't side with Enel, and Enel scrapped him from the 4 priests. You've got Dofi, who had the 4 people directly under him, but he had Corazon as well.
You want to take it a step further?
Go for it.
How many people did Luffy enter the Grand Line with?
4 people. He's top 4. You got the monster trio, Nami and Usopp.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it may, like, look, it may be reading into it too much, because if Peter survives, it's fine, right? But, like, I'm going to be kind of for real with it. Warcury and Mars and Nusturo had really great showcasings, right? The 2 underperformers this arc were Saturn and Jupiter. If we're being completely honest.
Oh yeah, because Jupiter was the one that got attacked first, wasn't he?
Yeah.
That
Now,
that Luffy like flung or whatever. Yeah.
Now,
Ooh.
Val, hear me out on this, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the position they hold, I don't think it's the best person for the job. I'm going to be completely honest here. I think Garling, great for defense, fucking probably doesn't know a thing about science. Let's be for real. Has there been anything to incline that he's a scientific person? Even with Saturn, there's nothing to say that Darling is a scientific person, yet he got the position of the scientist group, like the warrior god of science.
But we saw Saturn being interested in dismantling the robot.
Yeah, Saturn, right?
Yeah, Saturn specifically.
And like I'm not saying it's like, I'm saying, what if the abilities that are bestowed on them have more to do with why they're that warrior god than the other? For example, god of agriculture, Jupiter. What do worms do? Worms make your crops fertile and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, they're great for. I remember they're great for like composting and stuff like that. They break down everything and this sound really gross, but like basically worm poop is like the most like beneficial for plants, especially like new like seedlings. There we go. That's the word.
So I could see an argument maybe, right, that for only 2 of the 5, for Garling, and if there's a replacement for Jupiter, they rely less on their devil fruit and more on their fighting style before having like this ability from him, right? Like Garling, clearly a swordsman, right? Him having Saturn's abilities, do you really see, you know, a spider-faced moon, like a moon-faced spider running around? Or do you see him being more likely to use the intangibility of it and just be the moon-faced swordsman that was cutting down people and maybe doing what Saturn does and like coating his sword with poison? You know what I mean? It's like, how do you think they would change like, say there's only those 5 set abilities that Im can bestow upon people. Does it fit their aesthetic? How could they adapt that ability to them? You know what I mean? And then on the flip side,
I also think it might be one of those like, because you know Oda likes to, you know, apply real world like concepts, phenomenon, etc., etc., etc. Maybe it's one of those things of like, maybe they might have been the best person for the job 800-900 years ago, but have they necessarily
kept it,
grown with the times? You know what I mean?
Yep. So part of that, right? I don't think we're going to get 2 Figurines on the Gorosei, but I think Garling isn't the leader of the Garling's not the leader of Garling is not the leader of the Holy Knights. He was 40 years ago. Right? There's a new leader. When we were reintroduced to him, he was no longer the leader of the Holy Knights. Right? So, there is a current leader of the Holy Knights. Personally, I think that's Shanks' older brother. Call it Shanks' twin, whatever you want to say, but I think like there is someone in between those 2 people there, right? That person is a person that's going to have to be like proving or, you know, pushing themselves at the moment, if that makes sense. Because like even here in this setting, they talk mad down to Garling because they're 900 years old. Sorry, what were you saying?
No, sorry about that. I was just gonna to bring up your question earlier. I feel that they wouldn't fight for they wouldn't really fight for Joy Boy per se. I feel like they would try to go for the One Piece, whatever it is, because we already see that the Revs, they're going to start pursuing the One Piece as well.
Honestly, red hot take, I actually feel like, although they are going to go for the One Piece, I feel like the end of this chapter actually sorry. I feel like the end of this chapter actually set up the most important setup yet. Impel Down, Breakout, level 2. Right? Because they're talking about how they need, like, we must hurry and achieve victory for our cause before the people of the world kill each other to secure habitable land. Right? If they are gonna, if they need habitable land, what are the 2 devil fruits that they could go for to make habitable land for civilians?
Green bowls. for one.
Ivalo Pizarro and Pika.
Yeah.
Like, two things that can make massive land masses that rise up out of the ground so people aren't in the water.
Mm-hmm.
And Pika's in Impel Down, which we still have Bon Clay in Impel Down, and the whole setup from Ivankov pre-time skip about we're waiting for Dragon's orders to break out.
It could just be me, but I don't think Dragon's gonna make an active move towards the One Piece. I think his commanders, especially the well, they all know about Luffy now or whatever after the after Marineford, but I think they might um like try to push for a play to be made. But I think between Sabo and Dragon, I think they're gonna put their faith in Luffy that not only will he like be the one to find the One Piece, but like that he's not gonna be an asshole about it.
Red
About
Hot
whatever.
Red Hot take, they've already made the move. That's why Dragon picked Robin up over the time skip.
I want to know how many
Ooh.
road connectors they have.
What was that?
How many
Yeah.
does who have?
The Revs, Dragon and them.
We don't know their members.
Probably none, if or maybe one or two. I would say if they have any, they would have Big Mom's Kaidos. I highly doubt it, but maybe they have maybe they're the only ones that have the fourth one that everyone else is missing. But
It would break everyone's.
I don't see any connection strong enough to lead to the Minks trusting the Revs with their road phone list.
I mean, I kind of hate to say it, right?
Then don't.
Does Blackbeard even need
I took a lot of L's today. Don't do this to me.
Does Blackbeard even need the One Piece right now to achieve what they're afraid of? He already knows where two of the ancient weapons are. And the third is seemingly in the hands of the world government. He knows that Pluton's under Wano because of Caribou, and he knows that Poseidon is the other, right? So the thing that they're all afraid of about them getting the ancient weapon and that being the thing that fucks up the world, Blackbeard already knows where they are and has interest in it, whether the Straw Hats don't. So while the Straw Hats, up the ante and head over to Laugh-Tale.
Elbath.
After Elbath, when they go to Laugh-Tale.
Oh, you mean that? Okay, yeah.
Blackbeard's already got the weapon part of the treasure.
So you're thinking Blackbeard is going to rob Luffy out of the One Piece? He's gonna come with
not the One Piece, but a part of the One Piece.
He ain't robbing nobody.
Right? Because then, put it this way, right? If the Revs, say the Revs do make an active move for it, right? That means the Revs have to either attack the Straw Hats, the Blackbeard Pirates, or the Red Hair Pirates, right? There's been set up all post-time skip about the Revs and the Blackbeard Pirates fighting. They're not... I don't see them ever pulling up on the Straw Hats. So it's like, if the Revs were going to make an active move for the One Piece, who's going down? Blackbeard or Shanks?
They gotta be Shanks.
Shanks. Have we ever seen an interaction between Dragon and Luffy?
Nope.
Then maybe it's time. Maybe we're gonna get an entire arc with Dragon and Luffy.
I think that's too optimistic.
The reason why I'm giving it to... The reason why I say Shanks would have to be the one to die is because Luffy looks up to Shanks, or Luffy, knowing that he killed both Ace and Shanks, people that he looked up to. Shanks is moving like Aizen, like how he's manipulating the plot.
Yeah, he look like Aizen, bro.
Blackbeard, he's sitting down waiting patiently for all the pieces to move. So he's just letting everybody play the game while he just watch. So I feel like he's gonna be on some slimy shit and backdoor everybody. Like with, as you said, with the ancient weapons, that's why he's collecting them right now. Like, why go with nothing when you could come prepared? Like, uh, I like Shanks more, but I feel like Blackbeard is going to be the one. If we'll definitely have like a figurine later on in the show, but I'm not thinking that it's going to be Shanks.
Luffy and Dragon might fight.
Yeah, but would that
Definitely
be?
for the One Piece.
But would that be Dragon's debut? Because let's be
'Cause,
honest.
like, I really, even if Dragon is Luffy dad, I really don't see Luffy backing down and saying, "Okay, you can take the One Piece." Hell nah.
Do you really think we're gonna get Dragon teased for 27 years and his debut he gets beaten?
Gets beat?
No.
Hell no. I think it's gonna be a slaughter.
So if he wins, what, he beats Luffy and Luffy loses all his progress to the One Piece?
A very
Yeah, no, it's
patriotic
going-
side of me kind of wants that. If for no other reason than I think Drax Crash Out will be iconic.
Or hear me out. Whether it's Shanks and Dragon or Blackbeard and Dragon, imagine seeing those two people tee up against each other. No one would want an outcome. Like from a fan base, it's you can't kill Blackbeard here, right? From a fan base, it's you can't kill Shanks like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I agree with you. However, I feel like the Revs, if anything, would fight the Marines. I really do believe that the Marines is going to start looking for the One Piece because
Wait.
So
What about the
Sabo,
Marine Civil War that's coming?
So-
Because
so-
there's no way they just witnessed a Gorosei member put down a Marine for asking a question, and nobody's gonna raise an eye.
Charon, politely, is that what they saw? Or did they see Doberman's head blow up and then Saturn drop dead?
Yeah,
Nah,
I was
you're a
gonna say,
Marine. What do you mean?
I'm more concerned about them watching what happened to Saturn than what happened
Well,
to
no,
Doberman.
no. But do they think Saturn's the person that killed Doberman, or do they think Saturn and Doberman just died?
I mean, he literally asked him a question,
Yeah,
and then he fell down.
yeah. He asked him a question, fell down. They say we need a medic, and then we cut away, and then as we cut back, Saturn's dropping to his knees, dying himself.
yeah.
I feel the Marine Civil War coming, bro. It's coming. Kobe's gonna lead it too.
No, definitely. It's
What
also going to show like the several different we're going to see like the Dragon's past with his Marines, so we're going to see all the Marine ties. There's a lot of things tying Dragon to like the Marines and Blackbeard, but there isn't much tying Dragon to Shanks.
Well,
So I could see Dragon fight Blackbeard more than I see Shanks.
anyone else more kind of pressed at the moment, thinking about how Vegapunk was in touch with Witheria, and is now heading to Witheria, and we may get the weird combination of Witheria, Vegapunk, and Morgans all catch up together.
Oh shit!
Not that was freaky.
It'd be a weird thing, but like Vegapunk's alive. Fuck, what happens if Morgans reports it?
No, if he did that, the world would be on his ass for the world government. But
Hey, the last chapter said chaos is coming. You know who's chaos, right? Doflamingo.
I mean, Doflamingo's going to get freed whenever they break out of Impel Down, which, whenever they're breaking out of Impel Down, they're things that I'm going to keep pointing to that are going to be really important. If they free Picker automatically wins Impel Down. Because Impel Down's made of stone.
Oh, you're right. No, isn't Impel Down
Wait,
made out of
no,
stone?
isn't it talking about Steve Prison Stone? Yeah.
No, it's
Jinx, you owe
Yeah.
me a soda.
it's not made of sea stone. It's not made of sea stone.
Neural? It's not?
No.
Yeah, Buggy and Luffy were spamming their fruit ability.
Yeah. So Picker gets freed, that prison's an automatic turnover, right? You've got Dofi. You've got you guys may not have necessarily thought about it too much. Remember the last time we saw Smoothie and the Big Mum Pirates? They were fighting CP0 and then Greenbill pulled up on them?
But hold on. I'm still on the thing. Whatever. It's not that you can't use your devil fruit power inside, like within the space, the air or whatever isn't like devil fruit negated or whatever. They could still. It just would have been they couldn't like punch their way through the walls because
They did.
even Senor Pink was no, well I'm saying the outer walls because even Senor Pink was using his devil fruit inside the Smile Factory.
Yep. So, yeah, but, okay, Val, say the outside's coated in sea stone, right? Sweet. They're essentially in a big, giant glass cup where Picker can just go up and shoot everyone out.
Because we're talking about the one.
Not if that cup has a lid.
But it doesn't have a lid because we know that there's, like, the soil and that up the top.
We're talking about who going for the One Piece, but Cross Guild is going for the One Piece as well.
Well, the thing about Impel Down, right? You've got Picker, you've got Dofi, you've got the rest of the Don Quixote pirates, you've got Weevil, you've got the remnants of the Big Mum pirates that went to Wano, right? That's a whole lot of people to free with different plots, plans, ideologies that you could just fucking set to wreak havoc on the world government.
Magellan might die and Impel Down. Me too.
Maybe.
I really don't see Doflamingo letting that man live.
Or it might be a matter of they have to because you know how he can turn the stone into poison?
Yeah.
Maybe Picker has to entrap him and Picker has to stay back to hold him off so Dofi can escape.
Dofi won't bat an eye. That man is gonna walk out.
But you know what I mean? Because
So
if he uses
they put
Venom
King and
Demon...
Queen in prison?
Yeah. Oh, no. We don't know where King and Queen are. Actually, let's rewind to the beginning of this chapter. No, you know how Minatomo's missing? In the cover story? Minatomo is the carpenter, aka the shipwright of Wano. The best shipwright in the world.
The little dude that was with Frankie.
Yeah.
Oh, and they had their little nails on their ears, like there.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, up his nose and stuff.
I got $10 cleanly saying this man was kidnapped by the remnants of the Beast Pirates to make a boat for them to leave.
Kaido's return.
No, not Kaido, not Kaido. The Topi Ropo and maybe one of the headliners.
Yeah, you did speculate that what's her name? Ulti
Was shown last chapter.
Kidnapped somebody. Yeah.
I got a feeling the Topi Ropo are stealing resources and kidnapping people to leave and then sell them for money when they leave.
I feel like King would go searching for Kaido because I don't think that man's gonna let it go.
To be fair, we don't know where King is. King and Queen. Do you think Green Bull left them where they are?
Yeah, but did he have time to go when he was scared by Shanks? Did he have time to do anything?
I mean, to be fair, what's to say this? Like, you saw how he flew in, right? With that little leaf propeller. What's to say he can't encapsulate someone in a seed with a propeller and then just fly them off to Impel Down?
That sounds. One Piece world is kind of big. That would take days.
And what are they gonna do? Break out and fall in the water?
King can fly.
Yeah, it's even if it's unsuccessful, it's quote unquote just a prisoner.
Yeah.
A lowly pirate.
Like
Win-win.
like there are sort of explanations why you could say that they've been captured. Because last time we saw King, remember, he was in a full blacked out room.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, is King, did King escape doing his thing, or is King, imprisoned, and we just don't know where he's imprisoned yet? Because, again, sort of coming back to it this chapter, right? Saturn's done. You've got Garling, who's now the warrior god of science, right? What happens if they recapture King and they have Lunarian DNA again?
That's why I think they wouldn't kill him off as well. The only thing I don't like for the past few chapters, even though they've been bangers, is the fact that Katakuri is still in Whole Cake Island. I thought he would be sailing looking for pudding by now.
Someone's got to defend home for the rest of the civilians. That's what he's trusting his little sister to do. Smoothie, pull your fucking head in.
Do you think we're gonna get mocked for Seraphim?
Nah.
The Gorsei confirmed that they got the Mother Flame, but they lost Punk Records.
Did they confirm that?
Yeah, they said we still got the Mother Flame, and then the Punk Records started going up. Let me double check.
No. He says with your Punk Records, the power station, we have secured access to the Mother Flame, right?
Yeah.
That was before the other Vega punks were found out to be alive and escaping.
Okay.
So they may have lost. Yeah. They may have lost it, or they may not have. I can't remember. I think the power plant was up the top or down the bottom. It was up the top, wasn't it? Because they had to get through the dome. So they've just flew. They just flew away with the Mother Flame.
Okay. But that would be crazy to think, though, if they actually had it.
I also want to point out Tequila Wolf, Vodka Wolf, Rum Wolf, and Bourbon Wolf. Vodka is where Kaido's from.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it said that?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
In the Kaido flashback, he's from the country of vodka.
So that means the Grand Line wasn't made by the Island Crew. Because people used to think that.
Well, it means that his nation is working for the world government, but is also entrusted with building the bridge. So there's 4 countries building bridges around the world. So they're probably all in all of the 4 blues building bridges to make the segregation as quick as possible. Which is pretty messed up. Man, I hope, since Saturn died, right, is Kizaru gonna get the chopping block from Akainu? Because last time they spoke, he said Saturn was fine.
Nah, I don't think he's gonna get the chopping block. I don't think anyone's gonna mourn Saturn.
I don't think it's about mourning Saturn. I think it's the fact that this is of course, it is one of the 5 elders that was Kizaru's responsibility, and Akainu's a bitch, so he'll probably be like, "So you lied to me when you said Saturn was okay."
I man better calm down before Kizaru start raining light on that Marine base.
Kizaru might possibly, I don't want to say crash out, but he'll definitely like have a panic attack or.
I don't know about that.
I feel like. Well, okay, why I say that is because with all that went on and everything that happened, and for him to not finish his job, I feel like that might take a toll onto him.
You know
they
what?
Have credible.
You know who?
Yeah, but
you know who's probably gonna make a move now that might come out of nowhere?
Buggy?
Kong.
You said who?
Who?
Kong.
Kong?
The ex
Yeah,
fleet admiral.
The ex-fleet
Fleet Admiral?
admiral who's currently the highest authority under the Gorosei.
He's
Yeah.
higher than Akainu?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
the boss.
Akainu's boss at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh, so
And
there was
then
another hierarchy.
He's the governor in chief of the world government.
Agent Zero. Yeah.
Yeah. I could see a situation where Akainu finds out that Saturn's gone, starts to blame Kizaru. Kong shows up, shuts that shit down, and says, "No, this is what we're gonna do. This is how we're gonna do it. You need to fucking shut the fuck up and listen to orders."
Yeah, leave Borsellino alone.
Because I could see a situation where, because of the events that are happening, he has to take a more active role because he's in charge of the Marines and CP0.
Yeah, they just lost a core member, Stussy. It's gonna be a panic.
Well,
Do they even know they exist?
going back to the beginning of this chapter, right? Do we all agree that Kaku lied to Lucci saying that Stussy died?
Yeah, I didn't
yeah.
think that at first, but when you explained it, I agree.
Yeah. I can't tell if Lucci's lying, but I think Lucci's probably been lied to, if that makes sense. Which is why Kaku looks so miserable.
No, I think you're absolutely correct. I don't think Lucci care, especially not somebody who betrayed him and the world government or whatever. I don't think he would ever have. I don't think he'd ever have like that much sentiment for anybody, um, to lie or cover up for them, but especially not a betrayal of the world government when he holds it so dear because they allow him to be himself unapologetically.
How I interpreted it is, I was thinking Lucci didn't tell them because he wants to murder her himself. And if he told them, then they would have just put her in prison when they caught her. But I can get behind what y'all saying.
I'm kind of perplexed because I don't know. No break next week. I kind of don't know where the next couple of chapters are going. Because I thought we were going to see Dragon, but because this chapter ended with Dragon, I don't think we see Dragon make a move in this interim.
Next week is gonna be a happy chapter. We're gonna go to Elbath. Luffy's gonna meet the kid Shanks was talking about. You're gonna say, "Oh, that's that hat. I know that hat. Oh, you know Shanks? Yeah, I know Shanks." They're gonna have a little moment, you know.
You think?
They're gonna Dorian Broggy gonna introduce. You know, Usopp's gonna be fanboying.
You think that's what's
No,
happening? Because it's over a day to Elbath.
Oh, it's over a day.
Yeah.
Time skip.
We still need to see the reaction from Cross Guild about like the whole, like the end of the whole thing. We've seen the reaction from the rest and the Marines. We're just missing Cross Guild and some other players as well.
No one else thinks we need a reaction from the world about Luffy being the person that killed Vegapunk, killed Saturn, ransacked World Government Island and left?
I don't think the world government would give Luffy that type of fame.
You don't?
They would not. Remember, they didn't even want to publish the fact that he beat Kaido.
Yeah, but
publishing the fact that he beat Gorosei.
But they might drop the D from his name, so they might just make his wanted poster Monkey Luffy.
And that's gonna give the people hope because the Gorosei are above the Celestial Dragons. So not only that someone above the gods fall down, then the gods are no longer gods.
Okay, do you think the Straw Hats are getting a bounty increase?
I can definitely see a bounty increase. I don't think he's gonna get credit for the Gorosei.
Okay.
Because if you think about it, you know, we can take back to I'm not, you know, gods are only what we believe in. If they tell them that a god can die, then they're no longer gonna believe in them. They're gonna pay their taxes.
Yeah, but remember it was reported that a Gorosei member was heading to the island.
I was thinking they're gonna get brutal and everybody on that boat, except all, gonna get murdered.
Actually, Noel, that's gonna sound fucked up, but the defense science warrior god did went to did went to the island, and they did come back. Just the defense science, just that title went and came back. That's all the
That's
paper needs to know.
I
it
mean,
would fit an Emu's character.
I could see them not reporting that Saturn had died, except the problem with that is how are they going to report when there's a new Gorosei member?
They're not public figures. They don't need to report that.
They are
It's not
massive.
like a
No,
new-
they are public figures, massive public figures.
Aren't they like
Are
mixed?
they
Like
are they public figures or are their titles publicly known?
I think it's one and the same, just for the Gorosei. Just for the Gorosei.
I don't know, because like I said, because that was part of my theory with the whole founding Titan situation thing or whatever. Is it's like, how do you explain regular humans or whatever? Well, I know that they're celestial dragons are they're considered gods. Blah 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 blah. Suck my dick. Anyways, how do you explain regular humans, non giant and other like long living, extended lifespan races being the same, like looking the same and being the same for 800-900 years, or even 200?
I think honestly, in that situation, they're public figures. It's known who they are. It's just, again, they're the kind of the people that control history, in that they just outlive people, and then when new people are born in that, they're just like, oh yeah, the Gorosei, they're the ones who are in charge. They're the old people, right? Like, I think that's one of those like unironic like plot and do stupidity moments. You know what I mean? Because think of it like this, right? Ivankov, right? Ivankov has known of the Gorosei since he was a child, right? Since he was a little kid. They've been this age since he was a little kid. He wasn't shook. Like, when he found out that there might have been someone that was immortal, he didn't think anything about the Gorosei. He thought about him.
Yeah, but I think that it might be one of those things where that's why they have two names. Like, they have, well, technically three or whatever. Like, they have their name, and then there's their
Title,
their planet or whatever, and then their job title. And so I think maybe like the name Saturn, like Saturn is all encompassing or whatever, but. And so the public knows about Saturn, but the public does not know that like Saturn is Fingerland versus whatever Odin's name was.
The way I kind of have seen it so far, Val, is like their faces, public knowledge. It's in the newspaper, right? Their title, warrior, god, or whatever, is probably in the title, and that's probably what they're known as their epithets to the public, but their names are probably not common knowledge to the public. So it's like, when it's been 120 years and there's still that actor Keanu Reeves going by the name Keanu Reeves, you're like, this fucker might be a vampire. You know what I mean? In their case, it's the title. They don't let the names be public knowledge, I think. If that makes sense.
It does make sense. It does make sense. It doesn't support my narrative though. So
I'm with Reaper on that one. Yeah, you're over here explaining to me the James Bond phenomenon, and I'm going, I guess, but I don't. Nah.
No, but you're totally.
I wonder if the Gorosei are the only people that Emu granted immortality. Are there others?
I think it's just the Gorosei.
Maybe his power is limited.
Maybe.
Because he would have made it under the army if it wasn't limited.
What about the thought process of maybe a fucking red herring here? the man marked by flames. What if that was a former a former Gorosei member?
How would he escape Emu's clutches though? How do you escape a deal with the devil?
Yeah, he got remote control self destruction.
Yeah,
Man, turn off the Wi-Fi.
From kilometers away. I don't know.
you're gonna have to argue that like it was some Joy Boy-esque person that managed to do that.
Well, I mean, the reason why I raise that as a question, right, is there's got to be some way to combat this. Otherwise, right, what's to stop him giving his power to someone like Luffy and then taking it away and it killing him?
I feel like you have to take the power willingly, like you're selling your soul.
Mm.
I'm not sure if he was here, but I did speculate that uh Emu, like the way that Emu does it is like you're taking a contract, and if you accept the contract, you give your life essence for Emu's essence, and like
And that's
they
not
take
crazy
your
for
hockey
nothing.
away. Yeah, they take like your hockey away, like your will, your soul, your everything.
I'm also I'm gonna stand 10 toes down on this one, right?
Yeah.
Garling from side profile looks like the moon. Garling front on looks like a stereotypical star, right?
Mhm.
All I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
say is if this man represents the stars and the moon, right? This fucker definitely his bloodline or him. There's gonna be some symbology or motif with an eclipse against Luffy.
At least the Umibozo theories got knocked down. We know we thought Emu was a yokai of the sea.
Why has it been knocked down?
Hmm. The Umibozo theory?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't fit the narrative what happened in the chapter. Umibozo grand and take powers away?
Umibozo's a shapeshifter that can change other people's shapes.
Mm-hmm. But are you a supporter of that theory? Or you just don't mind it?
I think two things can be mutually exclusive and true.
Mm.
Right? I think Im definitely has symbolic. There's going to be a more obvious symbology being represented with something to do with the celestial bodies. But I think he's also very intentionally designed to emulate an Umibozu as well.
I like how we
With
can understand why the girls are so butthurt. They can never ever be free. Literally.
Mm.
Like you can see how far Egged is from from the Marijo, and he's still under the clutches of Emu. That is that boy need Joy
it,
Boy. They all
you
need
know
Joy
what it
Boy.
is?
What?
Emu used the voice of all things to do all of that, like to locate Saturn, and then they use a different form of hockey to take away their powers. The reason why I'm saying hockey and not the devil fruit is because I believe that the devil fruit in and of itself is separate to everything else that the Ghost and members displayed. I feel like the kill wave, the teleportation. I feel like
Mm.
all the healing as well. I feel like all of that is hockey.
You know,
Whereas,
I didn't want to bring this point up. Oh, you're not done.
the forms like the transformations and the evil's devil fruit itself. Okay.
I didn't want to bring this point up because it's kind of cliche. I was thinking when you reach to a certain level of hockey, that your hockey becomes specific towards you. Like you get a specific ability. But that's kind of a cliche, if you ask me.
It's not cliche to think at all. Hockey is more of a spectrum. It's like colors. Well, it obviously it's colors of hockey, but look at like a I forget what you call it, but like the when you're looking at Photoshop, there's like a row of colors and it gradually changes, and then there's
Hmm.
spectrum. There's a spectrum of red to orange to yellow, and there's mixes of. It's the same way with hockey. Like there's different applications of hockey that people can use, but most people use hockey offensively rather than defensively most of the time. most of the applications of hockey is for defensive purposes used offensively. It's like using the shield not to protect yourself but to bash somebody with it.
Ancient hockey is different, actually.
I I think the next
What's it?
3 chapters we might get a few
Mhm.
scenes with the Straw Hats traveling, but we're not really gonna follow the Straw Hats. I
Hey, we're gonna get an emo. We're gonna get an emo voice reveal on Sunday.
Oh, have you seen what they've done for that though?
Have I?
No, I'm asking if you've seen what they've done for it.
No.
They've got an unlisted male and female voice actor for the episode, so they may just have 2 different gendered people speaking over the top of each other. You know what I mean? To keep it gender
Yeah.
neutral.
That's pretty cool. They might do a mix, like you know how they normally mix voices when they do unrevealed characters.
Yeah.
That's,
That would
that's
be
not
interesting.
sick though.
I can't
Everybody getting a V-Ray card except emo.
I can't help but try and think more about the are there any other major celestial bodies that we haven't had? Because I'm thinking of like a wormhole right now. Because like we've got the 5 elder planets, the new
What the
planets.
fuck?
What?
That's a nice theory.
Why didn't I
That's a
think
great
of that?
theory.
It makes sense. Jupiter is a wormhole. Duh.
Don't stop.
We
Don't
got-
stop shooting up yet.
we got the 5 elder planets, right? We've got the ancient weapons, which are the 3 newer planets. You've got Luffy being the sun god. You've got Garling being the moon and the stars, right? Blackbeard being a black hole. Im representing the
Obviously.
earth. The reason why the earth works... Yo, hey, Cookie. The reason why the earth works as well, Charon, for Im, is because the One Piece world is mostly water. So the Umibozo being representative of the earth, it's being representative of water as well. You know what I mean? But then you've got the... have you guys ever seen the Einstein cross?
Cross?
Yeah.
No, I've never seen the Einstein cross before.
The world government symbol is an Einstein cross. Here, I'll bring one up.
Oh, you're talking about that. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Which is a celestial body configuration. Here.
Newer.
I also feel like Fingerlin looks like that on the from the head on or whatever.
Yeah. So
Instead of like the Earth, how do you think Emo being like portrayed as a void?
Im being the
Like
void.
Like the void of space, like the emptiness.
I think there's a reason there's 5 growths. I can't put my thumb on it. Because why would he not have more than 5?
Well, it's because of the planets. It might just be because of the planet naming scheme with the ancient weapons. Right.
Wait, there's Uranus? There's no... The ancient weapons aren't planets. They're gods.
You know the gods are named after other planets, right?
What?
Yeah.
Poseidon is a planet?
They've got the Greek names for the planets.
Greek names are planets? I didn't know that. I thought they were put closer to stars or planets. Oh, Google that.
Greek names of planets. Here we go. I'm going to educate you, Karen. Right?
I'm listening.
The Sun, Helios. Mercury, Stilben. Venus, Hesperus. Right? Venus, Phosphorus. Moon, Selene. Mars, yeah, okay, no, that's the wrong list. That's the wrong list. Hold up. Where's the proper list? There we go. So you've got Hermes, Aphrodite, Gaia, Ares, Zeus, Kronos, Uranus, Poseidon, and Pluton, or Pluto.
Uh-huh.
Those are the Greek names for the planets. So Uranus, Poseidon, and Pluto are the last 3 planets furthest from the sun.
Ah, that's kind of nice. Luffy's nowhere close to the ancient weapons.
So the naming scheme for all the things relating to the Gorosei and the final end of the One Piece War is they've all got like names based on the heavens and the stars and that. Right? So it's like I'm trying to like piece together at the moment what other major celestial bodies we may be overlooking, right? Because it's like you got the main planets in our solar system, the sun, the darkness being Blackbeard. You've got other celestial things like an Einstein cross being the world government symbol. But there are things like, even I know it might sound a little red hot. Even the admirals actually represent the different sections of like the heavens and that, right?
We're getting a lot of space talk. Oda might pull a fast one on Planet for Space.
Because Charon, think of this, right? The original 3 admirals, you've got Akainu, Kizaru, Aokiji, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know it's a bit of a. I know it seems like a bit of a stretch, but they're also all under Garp and Sengoku, and Sengoku's under Kong, right?
Yeah, that's
right.
how it was.
So Kong is representative of Wukong. Sengoku is Buddha. Right?
I can see why you say it was a stretch, but I'm following. I'm tracking.
Right. Mm-hmm. Then you got the original 3 admirals, which represent like the hells. So like Akainu is hell, Aokiji is the ice age, the frozen landmass, and then Kizaru is the stars, the heavens. Right?
What do you say Kizaru is?
The stars and the heavens.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Then in the post time skip, you've got the same symbology but being flipped around. You've got Green Bull being the earth, the life on earth. Right? Kizaru being the stars, and Fujitora being space and the gravity that binds it all together.
Mm.
And in both of these symbologies, both of these things are worldly and under heaven, which would be the Gorosei. Which is also why there's the double motif of, how Luffy's also, based on Wukong as well?
Luffy is based on Wukong?
Yeah, partially.
I never seen people draw that.
Journey to the West.
Draw that.
He's going from the East Blue, sailing west.
Uh-huh.
His name is Monkey.
His name's Monkey.
Oh.
Nami has the extending pole and the nimbus.
Mm-hmm.
You've never peeped that?
No, I never pinged Luffy but his personality is kind of like Wukong though.
He's got
Wukong
all
is a bit
the,
more troublesome.
all of Luffy's different attacks are meant to represent all the different transformations that Wukong has.
So actually, while I agree with you, Kieran, that Wukong is a bit more subtle, he's not at first, right? In the beginning of Wukong's story, that was his subtleness came a lot over time as he followed the priest or the monk that
Takanada
released from the mountain, because he was able to learn discipline and patience leading up to him gaining enlightenment and letting go of like those the angry feelings and the envy and greed that he was feeling before. But before, no, he was very much similar to Luffy in the attitude aspect of.
I'm gonna make it feel a lot more blatant. Apart from his name being Monkey, his family having that monkey motif, right? Like I said, Nami with the extending pole and the nimbus. Luffy, his different attacks being the 72 transformations, right? The most famous part of Wukong prior to it, right, is Wukong lives on a mountain and takes over the mountain. What is the ASL flashback about?
Well, now that you've given me this perspective of the story, I can now say I think Nami's a way better to Wukong than Luffy is. She has an
Nami,
extended staff, as you say. She has a Nimbus. She travels with a Dragon Prince, the son of Dragon.
that's
She's visited a palace.
they share
The
that
Regal
same
Palace.
symbology because there's most likely a huge amount of setup for a moment where Nami and Luffy 2v1 someone together.
And she can multiply as well. The Morgana mirror shit, the Fata Morgana. I can't say the name properly.
You can
Oh.
find aspects of Wukong in all of the Straw Hats. If you want to be, if you want to be like quite honest, and I'm sure we could sit here and break every single one of them down if you.
I mean, Jinbei is the Kappa, Samzi, the fish god. Right, one of Wukong's companions that he finds on the way. I'd actually argue the priest that Wukong actually follows, that like heads him to these holy scrolls. Red hot take, that's Vivi.
Vivi.
Yes.
Why Vivi?
Because Vivi is the one person that's actually taught Luffy the most lessons in the story outside of flashback. Vivi was also introduced alongside congruently with the Poneglyph plotline, right? And the whole point of Journey to the West is about this priest finding these sacred scrolls and taking them to the West.
I more saw Luffy teaching Vivi than Vivi teaching Luffy.
Well, they taught each other.
Yeah, Vivi taught Luffy a heap of lessons. Like, if you go back and if you go back and read the Alabasta Saga, right? Remember when they got to Drum Kingdom, and Dalton and that started opening fire on the Straw Hats?
Yeah.
Vivi got shot and taught Luffy humility, forced him to bow and beg for help.
Okay, I remember that clearly.
And
Luffy was on time.
Ever since then, right, Luffy's never been afraid to bow his head and ask for help. Like, look at with Boa, when she froze the other people in stone. That's Vivi's lesson to him. Right?
I'd say Shanks taught him.
Shanks may have been the catalyst for, or the like inception of it, but Shanks didn't teach it because it's not until after that Luffy actually starts following those lessons. Like, you know how Luffy didn't quite understand Shanks's like, don't fight back in the beginning of the story.
Yeah, he called him a coward.
He called him a coward, right? He didn't understand it, right? When Luffy takes the beating from Bellamy in the bar, that's after Vivi.
But that's after?
While I disagree with most of like your quote unquote placements for the admirals within the universe, I can agree that the Figureland family does have some sort of moons and stars motif going for them.
I mean,
the whole eclipse thing, I really do love, because it narratively makes sense for the moon to be blocking the sun before it's dawn. So, like, it really ties into Shanks being some sort of a villain in the series.
The ones that I'm sort of questioning at the moment, right? Again, keeping that same motif, right, and like being honest with it, right? You've got the symbology is you got the people under heaven. The people under heaven work for heaven, right? That's the admirals and the world government and stuff like that.
No, yeah, I definitely see where you're trying to go with it. Yeah.
When you get to that heaven motif, right? It's not just for the celestial dragons. It's for all the people that are going to have a major role in the final parts of the story. Right, like a great example is like look at Garp with the whole galaxy impacts and stuff like that, and the meteor shower attack. Right, Garp's whole motif is space themed. You've already got the stars, planets, the moons. Right, you've got the galaxies. You've got quasars and pulsars being represented with Vegapunk. Right, black holes and dark matter being represented with Blackbeard, right? The things that are left from a like celestial body standpoint, it's like we may have already hit the quota, or there may be like a small handful of like real niche things, like, you know, asteroids and comets, right? Like nebula, because like just to like kind of beat you guys over the head with the thought process of it, right? What is Luffy's group called in the worst generation, minus Blackbeard?
The supernova.
Right, what's a supernova?
Basically, a big explosion, and that's what they were. There was an explosion of
A dying star.
A dying star, right? All of Luffy's contemporaries have the same symbology of, hey, there's only one sun god. Luffy's the only successful sun out of the supernova. All of the other supernova, right, try to rise to be a sun and fail.
Oh my god, Law. What do you think Law has to do in the story?
Um,
Law just wants to know more about the Well of D.
Or is his journey over? Is he just gonna settle in a whale somewhere?
no,
East Blue?
his journey's not over. It's just when Law comes back, Doflamingo comes back. Their story's
I
not
can
over.
see that.
Their story's not over.
And-
We'll get Law back first, and then Dofi. But like when Law comes back into the story, it's gonna be woe is me. This ain't working. That ain't working. And then something's gonna snowball for him to make his way to Marijua in some way, shape, and or form.
I just feel like no less than 3 times a day, the thought of this is why I plan to die and dress Rosa across this wall is mine ever since.
Yep.
Like, and probably every 3 seconds during the Battle of Onigashima. Like, man, I ain't even supposed to be here.
No, for real. It don't matter. So
I wonder if the God Knights are going to be based on the Zodiacs. Keeping with that space, like, naming scheme.
The Zodiacs?
Yeah.
when in that last silhouette that we saw with the Holy Knights, how many were there?
There were 10,
Or-
but I would also say we've probably got former members of the God Knights that have moved on to different things now. Like, you know, Garling. There we go. Remembered his name. Garling moving on. Because, okay, say the Shanks has a twin theory. Shanks and his twin, Gemini, the other twin may be the leader of the God Knights. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The Gemini one was too easy.
Because you've also got the admirals also being named after the other type of zodiacs. You know what I mean?
Yeah. A person or someone, they brought up that they believe that Emu was based off of Cronus, the Greek god, Zeus's father, because like they said that remember the arrow attack that Emo did? They said that that was essentially a minute hand, and so that most of the time when we see Emo, their shadow is casted in a way that their body resembles a sundial. So their shadow would like basically move with the light. They tried to say that themselves was like a sundial. I'm not too sure about that. I'm sticking with the Evil has either nightmares or ink. I'm not sure about that one though. But it was still a decent theory nonetheless. The reason why I'm sticking with Emo. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I haven't gotten my assignment yet, but I am walking into work, so I may or may not be back.
That's all right. I might close the live
No problem.
soon and hop into another live, just not on the computer, so I can be a bit
Yeah.
more mobile.
And
Are you going to switch over to
understandable.
TikTok right now?
I may do, yeah.
Alright, no problem.
It might
I'll
depend
meet
on
you
if other
there.
people are alive as well, so I might do that then.
Oh,
Where we
definitely.
going?
If
What we
you
doing?
have, going to New World's live. If you're gonna have those One Piece panels, I'm down too. Like,
Alright.
just to.
Alright, I'll make the
Yes.
transition over.
No
Alright.
problem, brother.
Be over there.
Thanks for chatting, bro.
Nah, anytime. Catch you in a bit. That being said, this was chapter 1125 of One Piece. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. And like I said at the beginning of the video, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. Help us hit our goal of 333 subscribers. I am completely out of it right now. If you haven't done so already, also check out the link tree in the descriptions down below. It'll take you to our Twitter, Twitch, Discord, TikTok, YouTube. No matter where you're watching this from, it'll cover you down there. So peace until the next chapter or until the next video of mine you watch, whatever it is you're here for. Thank you guys and girls for coming through. Nothing but love, nothing but respect. Peace. Have a damn good day. Goodbye.